Hello everyone. Okay, I think there is always a lagging every time I go live because when I press go live, I would see that thing going. So I wasn't sure if I was live or not. But anyway, good morning. Assalamualaikum. So today, inshallah, the topic that I am going to share with you is introducing beginning sound. So last week we have learned about the alphabetic principle, about phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, and also decoding. And the main thing here is that um, reading is essentially breaking the code of a spoken language in the form of a written language, right? So we have learned that what is important is to map sounds onto letters. So that's the alphabetic principle. And that's how decoding works as well. So, in order for us to start or to introduce reading to children, one of the things that we do is we introduce beginning sound. So, what is beginning sound? So, we have learned from the last live session that words are made up of phonemes. That means the smallest unit of sound. For example, the word cat is made up of three phonemes: k, a, t, cat. So, beginning sound is essentially the first phoneme or the first sound that we hear in a word. So, in this case, the beginning sound for the word cat is k. Right. So, how do we introduce beginning sounds? First of all, oh wait. You know what? I have notes on my side. I forgot to tell you. So, I have created my own YouTube channel because people say it's gonna be more apa orang kata tersusun that way. So I've created my own YouTube channel. It's under my full name, Nurul Akmal Abdul Aziz, and I have uploaded the 4 videos from last week. And I have also received questions from some of you, and inshallah, I will try to address them. And the reason why I'm taking some time is because the process of reading itself is very complicated, and each child is different. So I wouldn't be able to know exactly how to answer certain questions unless I have more information about the child. But inshallah, as we go along in the future live videos, inshallah, I hope I would be able to answer your questions or address your issues. Yay! All right. Okay. So introducing beginning sound. What do we need to do first? So first, we need to introduce letters, right? So I have some cool things. I bought these in the US about like 3 years ago because I used to have this as a child. Look, I have alphabet robots. Okay, wait. So this is B, right? Okay, this is B. Okay, if you look at the back, I'm gonna show you this. The head comes out, and then hands, hands, and legs. So this is a hit among my student. No kidding, because I conduct teletherapy with children with hearing loss. Um, and one of the things that I do when I introduce letters is to use these robots. And I show them exactly this way, like, look, I have something special, a robot. My expectation was they're not going to be as excited because they can only see it and not touch it, but surprisingly, they find it amusing. So they loved it. So, even when they do not get to touch it, the fact that they can see it makes them excited. So I feel like, yeah, this is a hit. So this is the B robot. And I have the S robot. And this is very good because the child can manipulate it as well, right? Yeah, can play with it. So this is not just this is how S look like or this is how B looks like. They can play with it, they can play with the shapes. So this is one of the things that we can do to introduce alphabet or letters. Other ways would be it doesn't have to be necessarily through writing, especially for younger kids because they haven't really developed their fine motor skills. So what we can do is do art activities. For example, susun pasta yang kering tu. apa tu, whatever kind of pasta lah, macaroni ke, yang bentuk shells tu ke, whatever it is, they can arrange the pasta into letters, for example. And it would be better kalau we can provide like a scaffolding, a framework, maybe print out siap-siap like the letter P yang macam kosong that they can trace the shapes with whatever things. Okay, right. So why do we need to introduce letters? So research has shown that predictors of reading success among pre-kindergartners or kindergartners, I'm not sure which one, are two: alphabet knowledge and also rapid automatic naming. So alphabet knowledge is basically the name of letters. And another one is rapid automatic naming, which means the speed in retrieving the names of things. So for example, how do we do this? Is we will show a list of letters or objects or numbers. So for example, or I think I can show you quickly. Contoh lah. Okay, like this, for example, but there are going to be more lah. So we are going to show a list of letters like this and ask the child to name the letters, read the letters. C, B, I, M, K, A, C, U, S. Or did I read it the other way around? But anyway, yes. Also, it can be in the form of numbers or objects. Why? It is because it has something to do with retrieval of phonological memory or phonological information in our brain. So a child that might take longer to retrieve this information might have reading issues because basically reading involves the mapping, right? Sounds to letters. So the child might already know the letters, might already know the sound, but to retrieve it, they might have an issue with that. So yes, those are two predictors of reading success. And then recently I read a paper by whom at all? Yeah, so they found that there is a causal role of phoneme awareness and letter sound knowledge in learning to read. So causal role is very important and very interesting in research because it means this is not just predicting, this is not just correlational. It means it does influence reading. There is a significant impact of these two factors in reading. So, yep, so that is phoneme awareness and also letter sound knowledge. Very important. So, we have covered letters. Now, how do we introduce sounds? With that, I have a mystery box. Okay, contohnya lah kan, contoh. There are so many activities that we can do to introduce beginning sounds. But this is one of them that I like because I've seen this when I was student teaching in New York. I call it mystery box. At that time, the teacher was using the p sound, but I have something else. All right, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you some items, right? And we will name them together. So when we say name them together, it depends on the vocabulary of the child. The child might already know the names of these things or might not. Either way, we have to start by naming the items first. Look what I have here. Oh, wait, here. Here. What do you think this is? This is a spider. Spider. And I have. Oh, wait. Ah, a stove as well. Where do you see stove? In the kitchen, right? When mommy is cooking or when you are cooking, you use the stove. And when we introduce the items or objects, we can have a conversation about it as well. Talk about where do we see this object? What do we use the object for example? Or what are other characteristics of the object? So it is not just about naming the item, but we are building schema, kan, schema theory. That means this is not just about the definition of something. It's not just about labeling, but knowing the characteristics of the items. Okay. And we have a spade. Remember when we went to PD last year? And we used this to do what? To build sandcastle. I have a swordfish. Yeah, swordfish. And a seahorse. Seahorse. You know what? All of the things that we have here, they all start with the same sound, don't you think? We have seahorse, we have swordfish, we have spade, we have stove, and we have spider. Spider. What do you think the sound is? What is that sound? Then we can introduce lah. Oh, they all start with spider, seahorse, spade, and so on. Right? And then if let's say the child has already known the letter S, then you can connect the two. And what makes the sound? So kita pun macam S. Lepas tu bagilah dia main robot ni. Ataupun buatlah whatever activities untuk trace ke letter formation, letter recognition of S. Right. So, though that is one of the ways. There are a lot of other activities that we can do. Contoh lain, um, we can, let's say the child has learned more than one sounds. Katalah dia dah belajar b, s, r, three sounds, kan? So what we can do is we can do a treasure hunt. We can prepare three boxes, for example, or three bags. It can be three anything. And then we can ask the child to hunt for objects that they can put into the S box, B box, and R box. That's one thing. Or another thing, it can be oh, I've seen this one on the internet. The pancake beginning sound. So you can, tapi it requires more effort lah. So you can like cut out like colored papers into shapes like pancake, and then you can paste a picture of object on each of the pancake. Right? So the concept is the same. So you can ask, you can say, I would like to have the pancake, please. So the child would find pictures with objects that start with S and then serve it on a plate. Here, the pancake. So, whatever activity it is, the most important thing is the connection between the sound and also the object. Itu je. It doesn't matter lah kalau nak categorizing ke, nak sorting ke, nak do treasure hunt ke, whatever ways, yang penting there's a connection between the objects and also the sound that it makes. Right, with that said, okay, I'm just gonna quickly, oh yeah, put those things here. Right, I would like to introduce to you some friends. So I bought this things. So that I became crazy because I never liked soft toys because dia macam berbulu lepas tu simpan habuk. But this is very soft, but tak ada, it's not hairy. Right. Okay. Do you know what animal is this? Oh, I'm sorry, like yeah, my orientation dengan video ni macam masih lagi belum sangat. Okay, do you know what animal is this? This is a tiger. A tiger. It's a tiger. And we have a tree. Where do you see trees? We see it outside, right? Or maybe you can say we go to the park yesterday and we see a lot of trees. And then, sebab I dah tak ada objects yang bermula dengan bunyi T, I can use pictures. So this is my favorite color. Turquoise is my favorite color. Look, we have a tea set. Tea set. You like to play with it, isn't it? And then we have train. Train. I remember when we went somewhere and we took the train, for example. Look, teddy bear. Tortoise. We have a pet tortoise. Gitu. And then tomato. Triangle, for example. So yeah, you can use pictures as well to introduce sound. So what is interesting about my special guest today? Sebenarnya bukan apa, I just want to show off je. Dia boleh flip. Hebat tak? So you see a tiger, and when you flip, you see an elephant. Lepas tu, tutup macam ni, dia jadi like elephant. Isn't it interesting? Right? But to me, this is like economical. So I can use this to introduce the T sound and also some other day the sound. And I have more. We see a giraffe here. And then we see a... sorry. crocodile. A crocodile and monkey and zebra. Interesting, isn't it? Yep. So, I think that's all for today. That is the meaning of introducing beginning sound. Oh, and also we can use books as well. So one of alphabet books that I use is Dr. Seuss ABC. Okay, Dr. Seuss ABC. Sebenarnya buku ABC ni atau buku alphabet ni, there are a lot of themes. There are some books with animal themes. There's some book with like dinosaur themes. There are books with like the things around us. There are books about names of places, and you can even make your own alphabet book. It's gonna be more authentic. Um, for example, I would suggest like to prepare a book with blank papers or blank pages. So as you encounter more words, you can bring the child's attention to what sound it start with. So for example, maybe one day you go out and you found say a bear, right? So you can ask the child, bear, what sound does it start with? Bah. Okay, maybe when we go home, we should put a picture of a bear inside our book, for example. Okay, example of Dr. Seuss book. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. Mm. Aunt Annie's alligator. A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. So Dr. Seuss' book is very good because there are pictures that correspond to the words. So you can see barber, bubbles, bumblebee, baby. And while reading the book, the child can point to the words, or you can point to the words as well. So that is like learning vocabulary as well. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling, C. Okay, so this is a bit tricky because C makes two sounds in English. One is what we call the hard C and soft C. Hard C is like car, and soft C is like ceiling, like the S sound. Oi. Big D, little d. David Donald Do dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. And Dr. Seuss books are silly as well, like Duck Dog. A, B, C, D, E. Ear, egg, elephant. E. So this is like not so much introducing the sound, but introducing the letter and what words can be spelled with the letter. Okay. All right, so I think that's all for today. Yep, so inshallah, I'll be back tomorrow with another topic. In the meantime, everyone, have a great day, and you have any questions, please do write a comment below. Thank you.